Let me get rid of it.
They're recording.
G'day, I'm Brett from Q Gym. We're here tonight to talk to you about fitness and nutrition. Meet Lorraine.
Welcome.
Lorraine is our resident expert, our over 50s expert.
Oh, right, over 50s, yes.
Oh, just over. A
Just
few weeks, couple
a
of
little
months.
bit more than a few weeks.
No, a few months over, like me. So we want to talk to you about fitness and nutrition. That is for us over 50s.
So it's a little bit different when you're over 50.
Yeah,
You have
because
different requirements. You have different needs. You have a different life set.
well,
You
it's
slow
about
down, your body slows down.
but it speeds up. It puts on too much weight.
Well, no, that's just getting fat.
Oh, yeah. Well, I noticed. I wore these knee braces for years. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember the knee braces.
Playing tennis, and I thought, oh, knees are stuffed. Played too much basketball, and I blamed that for being so slow.
Yeah.
And then I lost 10 kilos. All of a sudden, I didn't need knee braces. So for everyone out there that thinks that their knees are gone, let's lose some weight first before you blame the knees. Because
Well, it always helps if you lose a bit of weight.
yeah. Well, I carried home a couple of cartons, as you do, from the bottle shop.
Yeah, that would be you. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was at guests. Oh, didn't really. No, I just wanted to drink. And I found I had to have a little rest on the way home because the extra 15 or so kilos carrying a carton, that's a heavy weight. And there's people that are 15 kilos overweight and don't notice the difference.
No, because it's gradual.
Yeah.
Builds up on you gradually.
And then you think, oh, I can't walk as far as I used to
And then
because
you
I've got to
think,
have a spell.
Oh, I've got a bit of an aching pain now.
Yeah.
Whatever. So you run to your doctors and you get a load of tablets.
Yes. And then you say, oh, my knees are stuffed.
That's right.
It's not your knees, you're 15 kilos overweight. So now I'm playing tennis a few times a week. I don't wear my knee braces anymore, and I've worn those for what, 10 years?
Yeah. And they were ridiculous, I do have to say.
Yeah, but they look good.
Yeah, you thought they
Well,
were.
they look like RoboCop. Like anyone that saw me play
You
tennis,
used to
they
walk
thought,
around one
"Oh."
like this with the knees.
Yeah,
with
but
the
they
big-
thought
with
I
the
was
big things.
serious. And I wasn't there to come second.
I say nothing.
Ugh.
I was saying nothing.
Anyhow,
Guys, it looked silly.
yeah, but anyhow, I don't need them anymore
Doesn't need them.
because I've dropped 10 kilos.
I can see it. You look fabulous.
Yeah,
Fabulous, darling.
well,
Fabulous.
okay. Well, that's good. So,
10 years.
for 10 years younger,
10 years.
oh, that must have been the Botox.
Could have been. I don't know. I didn't witness the Botox.
Let's not talk about that.
I don't do Botox.
No, I don't either.
I do a berry blast. Since we're on
Oh.
health and well-being, I do the berry blast every morning.
And I must admit, I did have it this morning because I flew into Cairns last night, lobbed into Lorraine's late, and then she got up and said, "You got to have this berry blast," and it was full of this green stuff, and I'm going, "Oh God, this is going to taste like a munched up salad," and it wasn't. It was good.
There's all berries.
Well,
So we're doing raspberry, blueberries, blackberries.
but disguised
We
all the stuff I
use-
didn't like.
Yeah, no, it disguises everything. You generally add a little bit of walnuts or almonds. Today it was almonds. And then you add organic, if you can get organic. I can't remember what it's called now.
Moringa.
No,
Yeah,
put moringa
moringa
in
in
there.
there.
Yeah, moringa went in there.
So-
That's an anti-cancer thing. So we put moringa in, and either rocket or
And rocket
It seems
tastes like, I don't know what
Like-
language you're speaking, but rocket tastes like crap.
it doesn't.
It does.
It doesn't.
Like every man that's ever had rocket salad is kind of going, I'm eating this for my wife.
No,
It tastes awful.
just make them eat it.
Well, it's when
It's good
when
for
I had this drink this morning that you made, it just tasted like I was having a blackberry shake.
Yeah, that's what it was.
It was freaking
You
brilliant.
just put water in it. You don't put anything else. And in 3 days, you notice a difference in your skin. A difference. It's all antioxidants.
I must say, your skin's looking way better.
It's way better. Way better. You can feel it.
Oh,
You
she
feel
looked like the Wicked Witch of the West here a couple of weeks ago. We're not married. You can't
So-
say that if you're married.
Yeah.
But your skin looks good.
It looks a lot better.
Yeah. And you reckon it's down to these?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I noticed it in 3 days that I normally have what we shared today. I normally have the whole lot.
Yeah.
I have the big one
So,
every morning. And you've got to do it so before 12 o'clock so that you don't get a sugar push or have any problem with any diabetes or things like that. And I've got a condition called, Caroline, what have I got?
death.
No,
It's
apart
looming.
from that. I've got that, but I've got Cushing's disease.
Oh,
So
is that from sitting on cushions?
no, it's Cushing's. You've got 2 different kinds. You've got Cushing's disease and Cushing's. There's 2 versions of it. One's disease and one's named slightly different. And one's from the pituitary gland, and my one was from a tumor. So I've
So
still
what's
got
all
that.
this? What's all?
Adrenal is from an adrenal tumor.
Ah,
So what happens is with the Cushing's, you have to be very careful you don't get the diabetes,
okay.
because you can get diabetes. So when you do the berry blast, it has to be before 12 o'clock every morning. And I also found out from another friend of mine that's in the racing business that they use a guy that has this very special diet for the jockeys so that they don't hurt themselves and get too dehydrated. And they have a berry blast every morning,
Ah,
every
big.
morning before 12 o'clock, everything before 12 o'clock. So it's the same thing. And it just keeps you level and your sugar levels and things like that. So
So
pretty
this
good.
this webinar
Strange.
is for the over 50s.
Yeah.
If you're under 50, it won't do you any harm. But if you're over 50,
It's going to give you a hand. It's certainly definitely going to give you a hand with your skin.
and
That much I can absolutely say.
but all this stuff you've got in there is anti-cancer too.
Yeah.
So it's good for you.
Yeah, everything's.
But anything that's good for you tastes crap.
Yeah, but it doesn't.
But this doesn't.
No.
I don't see what's going on here because I enjoyed it.
No, it was good.
Yeah.
You didn't moan once.
No. But you gotta, I notice there's no sugar in your house.
There's no sugar in it.
So part of your regime is, because sugar feeds cancer.
Yeah, I don't have anything with sugar.
You're gonna say you don't have cancer, but we
Well,
know you've
but
got
we know we've
cancer.
got that, so, yeah.
So you don't feed cancer with sugar because cancer can't live in alkaline.
In alkaline. So you've got to keep as alkaline as possible.
And so that's the berry blast as part
The
of
berry
it.
blast, the juicing, everything green on juices.
So it's a pretty normal diet, but you've got to
Yeah.
get the hell away from sugar.
Yeah.
Well, which isn't bad for your
trying
diabetes
to
if
go
you look like you're going to be.
Plant-based as well. So, but I have had to have a little bit of protein in. You can either do that with ice away or a bit of eggs or whatever, and try and be as organic as you can.
So this is why we're talking about over 50s, because under 50s, they're looking at this going, well, I'm going to live forever. It's only when you're over 50 you realise that you're mortal.
Yeah, and the reality hits and you get a big smack around the head.
And a couple of friends
life.
die,
Mm.
and then the doctor says, well, you're not well. Well, what do I do about that? Well, they'll have you taking pills. So let's try this to avoid some pills, all right? So get your alkaline levels to a point where the sugar isn't feeding the diabetes or the cancer. That's the best reason for having these things that I can think of.
And I think, you know, like diabetes is one of the biggest killers in Australia, other than skin cancer. It is something that's prevalent. It comes up all the time.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter where you're in the world, America or whatever. Diabetes comes up, type 2, whatever.
We've got,
and it's just lifestyle, you know, and it's simple to fix.
Yeah.
In the early stages.
And if having that berry blast this morning that you gave me is what's fixing it, if you hadn't have told me this is good for you, I'd have said, well, I'd have it every day. But then you told me it was good for me.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of scares me off.
Well, actually, I told you it might make you 10 years younger in about 3 days. And I think your ego got to you. Just to be honest.
Yeah. Well, don't tell my girl.
Yeah.
We'll just.
She'll be playing this back and she'll say, oh, right. That's
no, I'm not telling her about this. Just let's take 10 years off.
Send her to.
Thanks for that. So let's talk about fitness, because fitness to everyone is about, well, everyone under 40 is about looking good in a t-shirt. They want to have this thing around here and they want to have all these bits down here that look like Arnold. But that's not realistic. I'm talking about fit when you're over 50, so that you do some exercise every day. You are beating off aging, because fitness is about mobility. You know, like if you're not fit and you're not working out, the extension of your legs is reduced, so you won't notice it over a few weeks, months. But a few years' time, you find, oh, God, it's hard to get out of the car. I can't bend my knees up properly.
The thing I like, you know, you can ignore the, you know, we're talking about 50 plus or whatever, but we had a conversation this morning about what was going on in the gym with the elderly, the real elderly, you know.
Like mum and dad.
Shuffling and they can't do anything, and suddenly, you know, a couple of little twerks by an OT and just slightly move a different way and do this a different way, and suddenly we've got old people walking again.
Well, now, I got to hang on. I got to tell them about Mum, because Mum is 86, and up until she had a hip replacement a few years ago, she was playing tennis. We had a light adjustment there. Yeah, bear with us. So she had a hip replacement. So the physio was, to say the least, crap. Mum, who is 5'10", whatever that is, 170, 177, something. She's a tall woman for her age. She was a Goliath amongst women, and now she's this shriveled up old lady, shrunk 6 inches, like this far, and she's got a walker. And we just went, you know, Mum's still sound of mind, but she's struggling a bit. And we just all accepted she's got old. And she said, well, I just got old. Until we got her into the gym, and Colleen, our manager there at Prestige, she gave us some exercises to do and some posture adjustments. Mum's not using a walker anymore. She's grown several inches because she now has posture. She has presence. Yeah. And her knees aren't scraping together anymore. And she committed to me when she was down here a few weeks ago that within a year, she's going to be back playing tennis with me.
That's fantastic.
Well, it's unbelievable. Like she just thought, and she said to me, she said, I just thought this was me getting old and I had to accept it.
No.
And you
And
don't.
this is the thing, but unless you're told any different, unless you see anything different, and unless you see this magic happen, you don't know that it can.
Exactly. So if someone's watching this, because your mum's probably or your dad is too old to be watching this,
and they don't think that they can,
and they're
change.
accepting this as being their lot,
they're normal, their new normal.
You better talk to them, and they better talk to us, because I tell you what. Let me tell you about Dad. Dad, he was one of the probably half a dozen fastest men in Australia when he was in his 20s. He ran a 9.9 100 yards when the world record was 9.6. And when you take into account that's hand-timed, it would have been way less than that. Just anyhow, we went through all of it. We reckon he was probably running 9.7, 9.4 in that range. So he was one of the quickest men on the planet, And I've seen him run, and he's friggin' impressive. But geez, that was when I was a young man. Now he can't. He can't get across the traffic lights before they turn red. So this is one of the fastest men in Australia to the one of the slowest. Now, he should be using a walker, but he won't, because he's too goddamn proud. And he'll have you walk along beside him at snail's pace, because that's the way he is. And I don't blame him. But we got him in the gym. Oh, my God. And Colleen did the same thing. His problem is that he's had knee replacements, again, not the proper kind of after surgery care, and his muscles have shrunk, which means he's walking, he can't walk properly because his muscles are about half the length they should be. He can only just get out of the car because he can't bend his knee up far enough. I'd say within a year he won't get out of the car, except that she changed his whole outlook. And she is getting him mobile again. He can get across the traffic lights before they change red. He's never going to run the times he used to, but I'm half hopeful that he might get a game of tennis in. It's just fantastic to see that they're getting mobile.
Yeah.
And what we're about at Q Gyms is where if you want to wear earphones and you want to work out in private and you want a T-shirt that looks hot, you're in the wrong place. We're about getting you mobile. We're about making sure there is quality of life. So that you're not looking old when you go to the shopping centre. You don't have to use a walker. We just want you to be able to play with your grandkids. So that's part of it. But your focus on nutrition, I found that amazing, because you've
I had to change everything, Brett. So I had to go plant-based diet, everything anti-cancer, everything, look, every bit of food that I put in my mouth, I say, does that kill a cancer?
Yeah.
Because I don't know, the kind of cancer I've got is very aggressive.
Yeah.
So I have to hit it with everything.
But don't you wish 10 years ago you were on this diet because of your health?
I actually couldn't believe how good I felt within the space of a week and a half or something, and thought, what have I been doing for years? There's no reason, there's no reason I got blooming cancer, all right, you know, because I've been eating like crap for years, you know.
Yeah.
Not because I don't really eat crap food, but what I had been doing was not putting the components together correctly.
Yeah.
So
So when it all comes down to it, it's about mobility. It's about exercising properly and eating correctly. It's not rocket science. And they all tell you eat a balanced diet, but no one tells you what that diet is. No one tells you what the exercise needs to be. But
you know, that's subjective to what you've got going on in your world.
yeah,
You know, you might have had a little accident that, you know, I've got a dodgy back. So that, you know, I can't do a lot of like high impact stuff or anything like that. Mine's got to be like slow muscle building and strength based.
so just to follow that up, what we did for Lorraine is Lorraine has a trainer, Victoria. And Victoria is from Venezuela.
Yeah.
And she's a dynamo. Like she's a martial arts defense expert, everything. Like if you're walking down a dark alley, you want Victoria with you.
All right.
But what Victoria did is developed an exercise regime for Lorraine that got her mobility back.
And it got me walking. It got me off my walker.
Yeah, well, the walker's in the spare room.
Yeah, I have multiple sclerosis, so as well.
And so Lorraine couldn't.
My woes.
Yeah, well, you're right. But Lorraine couldn't come down the gym because if she worked out down the gym, she probably couldn't drive home because the energy expended in the gym was more than she could spare. So for her to work out at home in the lounge room with her carer when she felt like it, like because with MS she mightn't feel very good in the morning, so we should work out another time. But that's so Victoria put together the program so that it was about mobility and flexibility and losing some weight. Combine that with the diet, it's worked out fantastic, hasn't it?
Definitely with the diet, because it, you know, the change in everything, and you know, I'll keep going back to me very blessed, but I tell you, you know, that gives me more energy or whatever, and it stops that fatigue drop, the sudden big fatigue drop. So you know, I might fatigue drop probably 2 hours later than I would. Well, that gives me 2 more hours in my world.
Yeah,
you know.
So what we do at Q Gyms is we're about mobility, exercise, diet, over 50, assuming that one day you're going to be sick and hope that you've got the body and the immune system to fight it off. That's what we're about, building the immune system, building the flexibility, and building some fitness. Fitness is, you've got to work out 5 times a week. If you're working out once a week, you're going backwards. If you're not working out at all.
The beauty of it is that you're doing the 5 days a week. You can do like a lot of my programs are 20 minutes.
Yeah.
20 minutes. So I'm not doing like an hour's workout. I'm working, you know, you can do the 20 minutes and still get some achievements. You know, this is the key to it all. It's only as long as you move it, because if you don't move it, you lose it. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
And you constantly got to learn how to move it. But so yeah, it's I don't know. She's done really well for me as Victoria. I think she's sensational, and she's, you know, supporting me going through all the other stuff as well.
Yeah, well, it's
which is above and beyond what she's called to do.
You got to have a. Let me just grab one of these. I just got to grab a lead here. This is the technical services division,
of which we're useless.
whatever that's hooked up to.
That's
So you've got to be working out 3 times a week to improve yourself. If you're working out twice a week, you're about break even. But you've really got to be working out 5 times a week. So if you're not working out 5 times a week, you're in trouble. So you've got to build your body, build your immune system, build your like adjust where your body is. If it's sitting here, put it here, but move it around. It's not about weight. It's about fat. Get rid of the fat, turn the fat into muscle, and don't ever weigh yourself. Measure yourself. And don't ever judge how you're going by how you're
by the scales.
by the scales. Yeah.
I'm always on scales.
Yeah. Well, you can't do that. It's a relative. Anyhow, look, that's
Not my relative.
not your relative.
It must be yours.
No, I don't measure myself. I go by my belt.
Right.
If my belt's in the right slot,
Then it
I'm
works.
happy.
Yeah.
If I get in the scales, it upsets me.
Mm.
So I hope you've enjoyed our
Yes.
webinar.
It's our little friend now.
Well, I
So-
hope everyone here tonight has enjoyed our webinar. Go and have a look at us on qgyms.com. If you like to private message me on Facebook, I'll give you a surprise. We'll work out
Oh, and
a
what
nice
about-
freebie.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we give them a couple of weeks free training, like what Victoria did for you?
Yeah.
That'd be good.
That'll be all right. Because that's fitness on demand's great.
Yeah.
I actually think that that's the COVID answer to everything, because you need to be doing something when you're in COVID and you're in lockdown, because
Yeah.
your mental health goes to shit for the most part. And particularly when people are used to going out and different things. It's different if you're a bit sedentary, because you can handle it a lot better. But a lot of people are going to crap with the mental health right now. So fitness on demand, exercise, keep that brain going with the exercise.
And get on to our diet plan.
Yeah. Give yourself like an exercise in something different.
Can I get that recipe for your berry blast?
Yeah.
Let's put that online, because that was exceptional.
Yeah.
And I can't believe it's good for you, because it tastes way too good to be good
Yeah,
for
I know
you.
it's good. It's
Yeah.
good. But you got to put the lemon juice in it. Lemon juice.
I like the blackberries in it.
Yeah.
I like the fact that
Yeah,
all that
blackberries,
stuff that I hate
blueberries. Yeah.
was disguised by the blackberries.
Yeah.
Tasted like a blackberry drink.
Yeah, it's blackberry. You had a bit more blackberry this morning. It's normally blueberries, raspberries.
Yeah.
I prefer a
like
bit
that.
more raspberries, to be honest.
Anyhow,
In my-
thanks for watching. Stay tuned to Q Gyms, because we're here to change lives, especially of the over 50s. And if you're not over 50, maybe your parents are over 50, maybe they're having some mobility problems, and that's who we want to help. We want to make your the second half of the century as good as the first half, because the first half of the century, under 50s, you can get away with doing all kinds of crap and doing it wrong, eating wrong, exercising wrong, you can do everything wrong, and you pay for it when you're over 50. So let's fix that. That's what we're about. So thanks for watching. Good night from Lorraine.
Good night from me.
Good night from Brett. And it's good night from him.
Good night from her.
And it's good night from her. Thanks for being here.
Catch you later.
Okay.
Have a good one.
Thank you. Thank you.